What's going on, everybody? Vince Goodrum here. It is Sunday afternoon. About to head out to the gym. Normally I don't make messages like this here, but I got a message for 2 a.m. vegan, and I saw your comments on your videos here and everything like that. I didn't have a chance, so I was going to put a little note in here, but since you've done a lot of work for my channel and have promoted it, I wanted to give you this a little bit of advice here, and don't take this the wrong way. Like I said, I really like your work and everything. Recently, for the past week or so, I've noticed a number of comments and donations that's been sent to Richard, wanting, and they've been requesting to hire you in order to edit his content and everything. And from reading some of your statements here, I see that you're a little bit muffed about not getting, paid from Richard there. I'm not sure if you took it that way or not, or that you were upset that, he didn't ask for your, asked to hire you out in order to edit some of his content. And here's the thing there, 2 a.m. vegan. And I warned you about this a couple of weeks ago, if you remember. I explained to you that you needed to get a little bit of skin in the game, and that eventually Richard was going to go and comment as far as to you taking his videos and publishing them there. Now, first and foremost, you have every right to do that, and that falls under fair use. You can utilize my information in my videos. You can use Richard's videos. A lot of people have used my videos and have edited it and made content on it and have actually gotten paid for it, just as yourself there. In fact, if you actually go to Social Blade and look at Richard's channel and see how much money he's making on his views, and you look at mine, and then you look at yours, you'll find out that you're actually making more money view-wise than both me and Richard. Yours is reading at 459. Richard's is reading at around 356. Mine is reading at around $184 here. And a lot of your videos with my content in it gets more views than my own videos that I've actually created there. Okay? So I think you're doing pretty good. I mean, you're making good money off, other people's content. And again, you have the right to do so. But I think your frustration is due to all the work that you have to put into doing it. And I feel that you need to get more money. You're feeling that you feel that you should be getting more money for the work that you're doing. And I can simply tell that because I've seen in your about page that you have 3 different separate links for donations at Patreon, at Streamlabs, and everything like that. And the first thing I need to reiterate to you here, first and foremost, YouTube is not a viable source for revenue unless you have 1 million subscribers and you're commonly getting 10 to 20,000 views. And that would barely scrape enough income to get past applying for food stamps, in other words here. Even people with hundreds of thousands of views, they're not getting that much money. Look at Repsion. Repsion's channel, at the very most, there can get maybe $1,600 a month there. All right? That's just how low the amount of revenue is generated just from YouTube views there. Okay? That's just the way it is, and you have to excuse the noise. There's a little bit of rain in the background, and that's something I have to drive through. YouTube is not a source of revenue. It never will be, okay? Unless you're like Logan Paul, unless you're making millions of views. The way you make money from YouTube is through other promotions here. Richard, for example, Vegan Gains, he doesn't get money. He doesn't depend solely on views. If he did that, he'd be pretty broke. He has a channel where he takes donations and he plays a video for about 6 hours. And he comments on things, and he also plays video games. And if you want to replay his videos, you have to be a paid subscriber of Richard. Okay? But the most important thing is that just like he is, we're both content creators. We create content there. We don't need to copy from somebody else's here. Richard does use other people's content, but he personally commentates on that there. All right. He personally commentates it. I have over 800. I have 800 videos out there with my own content that I've put together myself there. Now the difference is that once Richard's video is over with, he can go on about his business. Once I make this 3-minute video, I can go about and go about my business. The amount of time that I spend making content on YouTube is very minimum. It's about as short as this video is going to be. Okay. This is what I mean by content creation. All right. And if you're going to be recopying other video, then you have to put enough sufficient content, editing and stuff like that in order for it to fall under fair use. And that only applies in certain situations. Okay. Only in certain situations here. All right. And you should be very and like I said, man, this is something I warned you about. And like I said, I actually respect you. You do a good job promoting Richard's channel. You do a good job promoting my channel as well as other channels here. But this is something that that I knew that eventually you would hit a crossroads on. And I told Prophet Fear the exact same thing a while ago when he was building this channel off commenting on me and Richard going back and forth with each other, or Richard going back and forth with other people here. Okay. I mean, that's just plain and simple there. And unless you are a content creator, you are what you call a content aggregator. Okay. You're an aggregator. All right. And your revenue is based upon taking other people's content and doing edits. I like the little squeaky wheel thing when I was on the Great Fex sliding bench trainer and everything like that. But again, the problem with that is that, you got to put a lot of time in editing and stuff like that. I'm sure you put in at least an hour or so forth. I'm not for sure. Maybe you're a fast video editor. Okay. But the point is, it doesn't matter if you put 30 minutes to an hour or so forth there. You should not have an expectation to make a sufficient income from doing that there. It's just junk money there, in other words. Like I said, you should be thankful that you make more money view-wise than me and Richard. You actually make more money on views than me and Richard there. If you don't believe that, go to Social Blade and check out how many views you actually get there as opposed to me and Richard directly, But the problem is that, like I said before, it only takes me 8 to 10 minutes in order to make content, and I can go about my business here, because I'm a content creator. I also don't have to worry about copyrights neither. The reason being it's my own content essentially. All right. So, like I said before, I really respect you and everything like that. But it's like I told you before, if you want to make some more money in YouTube and stuff like that, you got to put some skin in the game. Now, obviously, I don't make any money off of YouTube directly. My revenue comes from my website, vincegoodrum.com. It also comes from Google AdSense for other websites, as well as articles that I've written under the Goodrum Group as well. So I use YouTube as a promotional tool in order to prop up my businesses. And any revenue that I actually use goes back into my Google AdWords to run my e-commerce sites. It's good for that there. It takes care of the bills and stuff like that. That's how I actually really make money, But the only money that you're actually making so far is simply off of views alone. And you're gonna go broke there if you do that there. Your child's name is the 2 a.m. vegan. Well, just make some direct content about veganism there. You're going to feel a whole lot better about yourself knowing that, after you've done your video, you've shot your shot, and that it only took, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, despite a little bit of editing. that you can go on about your day. You're not putting so much work into editing and modifying any of these videos or anything like that to where it falls under fair use there. I just want you to think about that for a minute. I'm sorry that you got that type of reaction from Richard there, but that's to be expected. And one thing you also have to consider, Richard can do the exact same thing that you're doing. In fact, I'm going to be honest with you, he can do it even better, you know. If you look at any of his earlier videos, you could see a clear example of him editing his videos. He's an excellent video editor, you know. That's what got his channel very popular. It wasn't the fact that he was yelling and screaming and threatening people up there. You know, a lot of people do that on channels there before. But the one thing that made people tune into Richard's channel is the fact that he was able to do video editing and he was able to make his content funny there. Richard is a great video editor, you know, hands down. I'll give him props. He's a better editor than I am. I can also edit videos as well there, okay? What I'm trying to tell you is your skills are not extraordinary, okay? I hate to say that there. So, you know, as far as YouTube is concerned there, if you really want to make some revenue or so forth, as far as YouTube wise, again, you got to put a little bit of skin in the game, in other words here. And you have to, and once you put some skin in the game and people hear your content, people are more likely to donate to you in Patreon and in other outlets here. Like I said before, because I put out my own content and because I do my live streams, I get donations too there. Not as much as Richard, but I get donations, which builds up beyond that $184 in views. I get slightly more than that, but view-wise, honestly, if it wasn't for donations there, it'd be a whole lot less there, you know. YouTube is never going to be an outlet view-wise in order to make revenue, okay? I'm sorry you're having to do a lot of work and everything like that, and I understand that you're frustrated, but again, I warned you about this a long time ago. As I've warned a lot of other people that have subsequently have been content aggregators. I mean, take, for example, DankNet. He put an hour and 2 hours into his videos, and I simply asked him to put my name on it there, which he didn't, and he smarted off at me. And all I did was file a copyright claim on some of the videos that he had, and I instantly shut him down, you know, to where he had to contact me and asked me to take it down and he finally made mention of my name and gave me promotional credit for being in his video that he copied. Guess what? Richard can do the exact same thing. And then you're going to have to fight with YouTube in order to get your content back up. But in the meantime, your channel is shut down. You have a community strike and you're gone for 7 days here, okay? This is exactly what I was trying to warn you about there, okay? Richard at any point in time can shut down your channel there, all right? Because he can just he can go ahead and flag like 3 or 4 of your videos there, and that's 3 community strikes, you're out. Your channel is deleted, okay? And that's the whole thing. You don't want, and that's what's happened to a lot of other content aggregators such as yourself. The content gets deleted there because one day they go and piss them off or so forth. You've gotten your answer from Richard. You should be very thankful that he's not played that type of dirty game there, you know. And like I said, you do great work there. Like I said, you promote my channel, you promote Richard's channel and so forth, but I don't want you getting frustrated over money that just simply isn't there. There's no money in YouTube views whatsoever. There's none. It's peanuts here. You should be thankful you're making more money in views than Richard is. Vegan Gains. Like I said, check Social Blade. You make more money on views than Vegan Gains. Definitely twice as much money as I make here, okay? But the difference is my content is protected. Richard's content is protected because we are content creators, okay? And you are not. All right? And like I said, it is what it is here, basically. That's all I got to say today, people. I certainly hope you continue your work. Like I said, you do good work, but you have to understand the realities of YouTube revenue. If you want to make more money and you want to get actual donations and stuff, that's where the bread and butter is, then you got to get some skin in the game there. That goes for any of the other content aggregators, because I'm going to be honest with you, I've had the same conversation with other people for the past couple of years, and I'm sure Richard has too. All right. That's all I got to say today, people. Like and subscribe to the Vince Goodrum channel. Click the link below. Peace and soul.